The runners will lay off. The festival springs into action with the Sky Bet Supreme Novices hurdle, and Tullyhill, one of a pair of greys, leads them over the opening flight. Favour and Fortune made quite a serious mistake. It's knocked him back to be last but one, with Super Sunday in the red and white, one of the early back markers, and they make the long run between the opening two flights. So the grey Tullyhill with head bowed low, the keen-going Slade Steel black sleeves out wide, and Tell Her the Name up between them, and they round out the leading trio. The second of the greys, Kings Hill, stalks them with Asian Master, the blue sleeves, handy. Jericho de Repenay, the white cap for Nico de Boinville, tucked away towards the inside running rail. With back in midfield, Firefox, spot the red cap for Jack Kennedy. And then Mr. Gift, the double green for Daryl Jacob, racing in advance of Mystical Power, the star on the cap as they bear down on flight two. Favour and Fortune after that first flight error is last but one, and Super Sunday remains at the tail. 11 off them then meet rising ground for the first time at this year's festival, and they go along at a fairly steady 26 miles an hour with no more than 6 or 7 lengths covering the field. Tullyhill and Tell Her the Name in the mauve and pink dispute the running. They race a length clear now to Slade Steel, Jericho de Repenay towards the inside running rail, racing upside Kings Hill, and then Asian Master in the blue and yellow. Thomas Costello has got him settled circling the field just ahead of Firefox, Mystical Power, Mr. Giff in the double green, and then Favour and Fortune and Super Sunday as they freewheel on down towards the third. Tell Her the Name racing wide of Tullyhill. Slade Steel, who was keen in the early part of the race, seems to have settled better now. Takes off and lands in third place. Jericho de Repenay wasn't quite as fluent as one or two of those around him, but he quickly recovers his composure, and they move on towards the fourth. Tell Her the Name, Tullyhill and Slade Steel. Asian Master is out wide to the grey Kings Hill, and Jericho de Repenay. Ahead of Firefox, Mystical Power, the hoops, the star on the cap from Favour and Fortune, Mr. Giff, and Super Sunday remains last of a well-grouped field in the Sky Bet Supreme. And again, Favour and Fortune not particularly fluent. He wasn't good at the first, and he wasn't good at the fourth either. Racing across the top of the track, steadily approaching the halfway point and moving on towards the fifth. And Tell Her the Name just shaves the advantage to Tullyhill, who's yet to leave the inner under Paul Townend, remains very close to the leader. Slade Steel is a little deeper out and wider still to Asian Master. Then Jericho de Repenay, the white cap, within 2 lengths of the lead upsides the grey Kings Hill. Firefox red cap waited within midfield alongside Mystical Power to Mr. Giff, Favour and Fortune and Super Sunday still last of the field as they run on down the hill on the lengthy approach now towards the third last in the Sky Bet Supreme. Tell Her the Name, Tullyhill and Slade Steel at the leading trio in an order that has been largely unchanged from the outset. Kings Hill is racing close up in behind. Jericho de Repenay right down on the inner spot, the white cap for Nico de Boinville, followed through by Mr. Giff and Daryl Jacob. Here's 3 out. Tell Her the Name, the strong travelling grey Tullyhill is back alongside. Jericho de Repenay is shaken up. Slade Steel black sleeves, bang there. Rachael Blackmore sitting quietly. Firefox is on the move. See the red cap for Jack Kennedy. Then Asian Master and Mystical Power. 2 out. Tullyhill just ahead from Tell Her the Name. Firefox beginning to breeze into it, ghosting into it in behind. Slade Steel, Asian Master still bang there on the outer, circling them as they sweep for home. A quarter mile to go. 1 flight to jump in the Supreme. Tullyhill, grey head bowed low, but here's Slade Steel coming alongside. Mystical Power on the left is giving chase with Mr. Giff, then Tell Her the Name and Firefox, and down to the last it's Slade Steel who's moved on. Tullyhill drops away. Mystical Power is the final challenger, and now he surges to the front, halfway up the run-in. Slade Steel is battling back gamely under pressure and wrests back the advantage, and Slade Steel, gold-plated, wins the Sky Bet Supreme. Blackmore punches the air. Mystical Power in second, Firefox was third, then Asian Master and Mr. Giff.
Some judgments from Henry de Bromhead. It was going to be the 2.5 mile Gallagher all the way for this horse at the 11th hour into the Supreme. We don't want to take on Ballyburn, but we'll beat these, and beat them they did. Slade Steel wins the first of the 28 races this week for Ireland, for Henry de Bromhead, from Rob Corr and from Rachael Blackmore. How coolly she's played her hand again. A moment's anxiety after the last as Mystical Power came and Slade Steel started to hang the latch a little, but he rallied to really good effect. And it is first blood to Rachael, to Henry de Bromhead, to Rob Corr and to Slade Steel. They win the Supreme.
They do, Nick. Brilliant for Henry de Bromhead and Rachael Blackmore. What a ride. She just had him handy the whole way. It was a wee bit keen early on, but he settled down lovely. He took a lovely lead from Tullyhill, and she's delivered him up on the outside. He's got the better of Tullyhill, and then Mystical Power arrives on her outside. He looked like he was going to go and win her. I think he headed her in the run in. We can see Slade Steel just having a little luck. He's pricked his ears going to the last bit, a little bit tight, and Mystical Power momentum up on the near side. He's gone up, probably about a neck up there, but Slade Steel, Rachael Blackmore asks him for his effort, and she's conjured that run out of him. He's got the better of Mystical Power, and he's going away again on the run to the line.
Mystical Power second, Firefox third, fourth Asian Master, 5 Mr. Gift, 6 Favour and Fortune. Let's join Tom Stanley.
Well done, lads.
Walking back with this man, Henry de Bromhead, who's thanking everyone on the rail, congratulating you. I watched you there as Slade Steel made his move. He was headed, he fought back. I thought you looked remarkably cool.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, I wasn't.
No, I didn't think you would be, but you did look it.
No,
what were you thinking when he was headed, Henry?
I thought, I hoped he'd battle back because he just jumped the last a little bit slow, I thought, and hoped we might battle back, you know, and he can be quite idle in front. So, look, delighted for the Atchisons. It's brilliant, and to kick the week off with a winner is amazing. Just brilliant.
The distance, obviously, it seemed initially he was going to go over further. Ballyburn switch, you've switched the other way. Did the rain sort of give you more confidence at the distance? The better the test would suit, did you feel, or not?
Yeah, like he's a classy horse and he has loads of pace. Thanks, man. He has loads of pace. So, you know, because I actually think he'll be better on nicer ground in time as well. But as the guys pointed out, in fairness to them, all the Rob Corr team, you know, Ballyburn's beaten us twice, and whatever we do, we probably avoid him. So yeah, it's brilliant. It worked out.
Yeah, and I guess you can't really start the day any better, the week any better. I mean, Calixios has got a live chance in the next. How are you feeling?
Well, look, as I tell everyone, I come over here thinking everything's got a great chance. So, you know, it's very up and down. We'll see, but look, we'll enjoy this. Brilliant to get to win this. We've never won the Supreme, so it's amazing. Yeah.
Great start. What up?
Thanks a million.
What up?